Every man wonders how to truly know if a woman loves him. It's not always about the words she says, but the things she does silently, consistently, and only for the man who owns her heart. Today, we're diving deep into 12 powerful signs that reveal when a woman's love is genuine, rare, and unmatched. When a woman truly loves a man, effort becomes second nature to her. This effort is not about obligation, it's not about duty, and it's not about proving her worth. It flows naturally because her heart is invested. She doesn't need to be told or reminded. She notices the smallest things and acts on them with genuine intention. Love for her is not just an emotion she speaks about, it is something she demonstrates through consistent action. Think about it. In this world, people make time for what truly matters to them. If someone claims to love you, but you're always waiting for their presence, always begging for their attention, then the love is questionable. But when a woman loves deeply, she rearranges her world just to make space for the man who owns her heart. She will wake up earlier, sacrifice her comfort, or extend her day, all to ensure that his needs, his peace, and his happiness are taken care of. This is not effort she perceives as a burden. It is effort born out of love. True effort can be seen in the way she listens. Many people hear words, but only a few listen with their soul. When she loves, she pays attention to details you didn't even realize you shared. That random comment you made weeks ago about your favorite food, that story you told about your childhood, or the way you mentioned a struggle you were facing, she stores it in her heart. And then one day, when you least expect it, she will show up with exactly what you need. That is effort. That is love made visible. Her effort is not limited to grand gestures. In fact, most of the time it reveals itself in the smallest, quietest ways. She remembers how you like your tea or coffee. She notices the way your mood shifts when you've had a hard day. She offers you words of encouragement without waiting for you to ask. Sometimes it's a simple text at the right moment. Sometimes it's sitting in silence with you because she knows words aren't necessary. These little things are not random. They are conscious choices. They are the effort of a woman who wants to be present in every part of your life. Another layer of her effort lies in growth. A woman who loves will push herself beyond her own limits because she wants to be better for you, with you, and alongside you. She will learn skills, adapt to situations, and even challenge her own fears if it means strengthening the bond. She is not afraid of discomfort if it results in building a deeper connection. This effort is not just about serving you, it is about growing with you, building a partnership that reflects the depth of her love. And let's be clear, true effort is not about losing herself. It's not about pleasing blindly. It's about intentional investment. A woman gives effort to the man she loves because she sees him as her chosen one. She doesn't do this for everyone. She doesn't bend over backwards for just anybody. Her effort is exclusive, rare, and reserved for the man she has entrusted her heart with. This is why it's precious, because it cannot be bought, demanded, or faked. It can only be given freely when her heart says yes. There's also an emotional effort that is invisible to the eye but deeply felt. A woman may carry her own struggles, yet she still creates space for yours. She may be tired, but she listens. She may be hurting, but she finds strength to hold you up. This is not weakness, it's strength. Because love in its purest form teaches her resilience. It teaches her that the happiness of her partner is tied to her own, so she pours herself into making sure he is not alone in his battles. That is why effort is such a powerful sign of real love. It requires energy, time, and sacrifice, things people do not easily give away. But when she loves, she gives them freely, without keeping score, without waiting for applause, and without asking what she'll get in return. One of the most profound things a woman does only for the man she truly loves is allowing herself to be emotionally vulnerable. Vulnerability is not easy. In fact, it is one of the hardest choices a person can make. Because to be vulnerable means to remove the masks, to drop the defenses, and to reveal the rawest, most unfiltered parts of oneself. It means giving another person access to the places you usually protect from the world. And for many women, these places are hidden behind walls built from past experiences, disappointments, or heartbreaks. Yet when she loves deeply, those walls begin to come down. Emotional vulnerability doesn't mean weakness. It is, in fact, the strongest demonstration of trust. When a woman loves, she chooses to trust that the man she's given her heart to will not use her openness against her. She chooses to believe that she can share her fears, her insecurities, and her deepest dreams without being judged, mocked, or rejected. This is not something she does with everyone. The world may only see her strength, her independence, her confidence. But the man she loves gets to see the parts of her that tremble, the moments where she doubts, and the silent battles she fights. When she allows herself to be vulnerable, she invites him into her inner world. She tells him stories from her past that still hurt, she shows him scars that shaped her, and she lets him see the softer sides she normally hides. For her, this is love in action, because every time she opens up, she risks being misunderstood or dismissed. Yet her heart tells her it's safe with him, and so she takes that risk. Vulnerability then becomes her greatest gift, because it is her saying, I trust you enough to see the real me. It's not just about sharing painful truths. Emotional vulnerability also means sharing her joy, her dreams, and her vision for the future. When she loves, she speaks openly about the life she hopes to build, the fears that hold her back, and the desires she longs to fulfill. She includes him in these conversations because in her heart, he is already part of her future. This is how a woman extends her inner world outward, by showing him not only who she has been, but also who she wants to become. At times, vulnerability shows up in silence. She may not always have the words, but she will sit with him and let him see her tears, her exhaustion, or her weariness. That's because she no longer feels the need to be perfect around him. With the world, she may always carry the image of being put together, strong and resilient, but with the man she loves, she allows herself to simply be human. She lets him see the unpolished, imperfect parts, and that is a sign of profound love. This vulnerability also requires courage, because every woman knows that being open can lead to pain if it is not honored. That's why she doesn't give it to just anyone. She chooses carefully. But once her heart decides, her vulnerability becomes an offering of intimacy and depth. She no longer fears showing her emotions, whether it is laughing until her stomach hurts or crying when the weight of life feels too heavy. She doesn't hide from him, she invites him in. When a woman reaches this stage, she no longer needs to pretend. She doesn't put on a performance to impress. She doesn't filter her truth to appear perfect. She becomes transparent. And in that transparency, she creates a bond that is far stronger than surface-level attraction. Emotional vulnerability is the bridge that connects two souls, and for a woman in love, building that bridge is not optional, it's essential. When a woman truly loves a man, she makes compromises and sacrifices that go far beyond convenience. These acts are not about weakness, nor are they about losing herself. They are conscious choices rooted in love, in partnership, and in the desire to see him at peace. For a woman, compromise means adjusting her own comfort to create balance, while sacrifice means giving up something valuable because the relationship and the man she loves matter more than the temporary loss. The power of compromise is often misunderstood. Some see it as giving up one's freedom or individuality, but in reality, compromise in love is a sign of strength. A woman who loves deeply will bend where she can, because harmony matters more to her than being right. She understands that love is not about winning arguments, it is about protecting the bond. That's why she will step back in moments of conflict, soften her tone when she wants to raise it, and choose peace over pride. These small compromises may go unnoticed, but they are her silent way of keeping love alive. Sacrifice, on the other hand, often demands something greater. A woman may let go of personal comfort, routines, or even dreams in order to support the man she loves. She may sacrifice her time, staying up late to listen when he's overwhelmed, or waking up early to make his life easier. She may sacrifice opportunities, choosing to stand by him when circumstances require loyalty more than ambition. She may sacrifice her own needs in moments when his needs are heavier. This is not because she doesn't value herself. It's because love, for her, means partnership. And in partnership, sometimes one person carries more so the other can stand tall. A powerful example of sacrifice is when a woman prioritizes his well-being over her own convenience. She might be exhausted, yet she still finds the energy to take care of him when he is unwell. She might want to spend money on herself, yet she invests it in something that benefits them both. She might long for certain experiences, yet she postpones them to ensure that his goals and responsibilities are fulfilled first. These choices may seem small in isolation, but together they paint the picture of how deeply she values him. What makes these compromises and sacrifices extraordinary is that they are not forced. She doesn't do them out of pressure or demand. She does them because her heart leads her there. Love changes the way she measures worth. Suddenly, his happiness, his stability, and his comfort become part of her own. His struggles feel personal to her, and his victories feel shared. That's why compromise doesn't feel like loss to her. It feels like contribution. Sacrifice doesn't feel like deprivation. It feels like devotion. It's important to note that compromise and sacrifice are not about erasing herself. A woman in love still holds on to her individuality, but she allows flexibility. She balances her own needs with his, weaving their lives together in a way that creates unity instead of division. She doesn't see love as a battlefield where one must win and the other must lose. She sees love as a journey where sometimes she must slow down so that they can walk together. Sometimes she must let go so that he can rise, and sometimes she must give more so that their bond remains unshaken. These actions, though they may not always be visible to the outside world, are constant reminders of her love. They prove that she values the relationship more than temporary comfort. They prove that she chooses him not only in moments of joy, but also in moments of sacrifice. And through these acts, she communicates something no words can ever express, that her love is not selfish, it is selfless, it is willing, and it is real. When a woman truly loves, her support is not conditional, it is not dependent on circumstances, and it is not withdrawn when challenges appear. Her support is unwavering, a steady force that stays the same in seasons of joy and in times of struggle. This is one of the clearest signs of genuine love, because it's easy to stand by someone when everything is going well, but it takes extraordinary devotion to remain steadfast when life becomes difficult. Unwavering support means she chooses to stand with him even when the world doubts him. When others question his potential, she is the one reminding him of his strength. When he feels weak, she speaks words of encouragement that give him energy to rise again. She becomes both his cheerleader and his safe space. For her, supporting him is not an obligation but a natural extension of her love. His dreams become her dreams, and his battles become hers to fight alongside him. This kind of support shows up in subtle ways that are often overlooked. It's in the way she listens when he vents his frustrations, not interrupting, not dismissing, but allowing him to release the weight he carries. It's in the way she reassures him when his confidence falters, reminding him of the man he is and the potential he holds. It's in the way she stands quietly beside him, not always with words, but with presence that says, "I am here, you're not alone." Her unwavering support also means she invests in his growth. She encourages him to chase his goals, to take risks, to stretch beyond his comfort zone. Even when he hesitates, she sees the vision of what he can achieve and pushes him gently but firmly toward it. She may sacrifice her own comfort to help him pursue opportunities. She may adjust her own plans to align with his, but she never lets him feel like he is walking his path without someone who believes in him completely. And support is not always glamorous. Sometimes it's sitting with him in silence when life feels heavy. Sometimes it's holding him when he feels defeated. Sometimes it's reminding him to keep faith when he feels like giving up. These are not acts the world sees, but they are acts that keep him standing. Because behind many strong men is a woman whose support gave him strength to rise every time he stumbled. Unwavering support also requires patience. A woman who loves understands that growth is not instant, success is not guaranteed, and change takes time. So she waits, she believes, and she holds on even when the journey is long. She doesn't abandon him in moments of delay or failure, because her support is not tied to outcomes. It is tied to him, the man she chose, the man she loves, the man she sees beyond his current circumstances. Her support extends beyond encouragement. It also appears in accountability. She doesn't blindly agree with everything. When he is wrong, she tells him the truth with love. When he loses focus, she reminds him of his purpose. This balance of gentle correction and unconditional belief is what makes her support unwavering. It is not shallow flattery, it is deep loyalty, rooted in the desire to see him become the best version of himself. Through all of this, her support is consistent. It doesn't fade when she is tired, it doesn't waver when life tests them, and it doesn't disappear when things become difficult. If anything, the harder life gets, the stronger her support becomes. She carries some of his weight, she steadies his steps, and she stands like a shield against the pressures of the world. For her, love is not proven by words alone. It is proven by being present, being constant, and being unshakable in her commitment to his journey. When a woman truly loves a man, her loyalty is unmatched. It is not shared, it is not scattered, and it is not conditional. Her loyalty becomes exclusive, reserved for the one man she has chosen with her heart. In a world where attention is divided and distractions are everywhere, a loyal woman stands out because her commitment is rare, intentional, and absolute. Exclusive loyalty is not just about remaining faithful physically, it goes deeper than that. It is loyalty of the mind, loyalty of the heart, and loyalty of the soul. When she loves, she no longer seeks validation from other men, she no longer entertains temporary attention, and she no longer keeps her options open. She has already chosen. For her, loyalty means shutting every door that could weaken the bond she is building, because her heart has already decided who it belongs to. This loyalty can be seen in the way she protects the relationship. She doesn't allow others to interfere, she doesn't let gossip or negativity sway her, and she doesn't let external pressure change how she feels. Her focus remains on him and the connection they share. Even in moments when temptation or opportunities arise, her love keeps her grounded. She doesn't waver because her loyalty is not about convenience, it is about conviction. Exclusive loyalty also reveals itself in the way she speaks about him. Whether he is present or absent, her words honor him. She does not degrade him to others. She does not share his weaknesses with the world, and she does not allow anyone to disrespect him in front of her. Her loyalty is a shield, covering him even when he is not there to defend himself. She becomes his safe space, knowing that whatever happens outside, her heart and her words remain consistent. Another aspect of loyalty is her emotional discipline. It is easy to claim loyalty when life is smooth, but it is tested during conflict and disagreement. A loyal woman does not run away at the first sign of struggle. She doesn't abandon him when he stumbles or withdraw her love when challenges come. Instead, she stays. She works through the storm. She fights for the bond instead of against it. Her loyalty means she is not searching for a replacement every time things get hard. She invests in the relationship with patience and determination because she knows real love requires endurance. Her loyalty is also expressed through prioritization. When she loves, she doesn't treat him as one of many options. She treats him as the choice. Her actions reflect that. The way she makes time for him, the way she listens, the way she respects his presence above all others. These are signals of where her loyalty lies. She may have a busy life, responsibilities and commitments, but her loyalty ensures he never feels like an afterthought. Exclusive loyalty means she guards her heart. She doesn't allow anyone else to occupy the space that belongs to him. She draws boundaries where others might cross lines. She is careful with her energy and attention because she knows that even small cracks can weaken the foundation of love. Her loyalty is not passive, it is active. She consciously chooses him every single day, and through that choice, she builds trust that is unshakable. And perhaps the most powerful expression of loyalty is her consistency. No matter who enters or leaves her life, no matter how much time passes, her loyalty remains directed toward him. It does not shift based on circumstances. It does not fade with distance. It does not weaken with temptation. A woman in love is loyal in a way that is rare because once she gives her heart, she does not divide it. It belongs entirely to the man she has chosen, and with that comes a kind of commitment that cannot be forced, bought, or faked. When a woman truly loves a man, her nurturing nature becomes one of the clearest reflections of her heart. She cannot separate love from care because for her, love is not just about words, it is about action. This nurturing energy shows up in the way she pays attention to his needs, both big and small, and how she invests herself in his well-being. It is not about playing a role or fulfilling an expectation. It is her instinctive response when her heart belongs to someone. Nurturing begins in the little details. A woman in love notices things that others overlook. She knows how he likes his food, when he needs rest, and when his silence hides unspoken worries. She remembers the smallest preferences, from the way he takes his coffee to the songs that lift his mood. These details may seem insignificant to others, but to her, they are important because they are part of the man she loves. Her care is expressed in how she takes these little things seriously, showing him that his comfort matters to her. Her nurturing is also emotional. She becomes attuned to his inner state, recognizing when he is stressed, overwhelmed, or discouraged. She doesn't dismiss his struggles by telling him to get over it. Instead, she creates a safe space where he can let his guard down. A woman's nurturing love allows him to be vulnerable without fear of judgment. She listens, she reassures, and she offers the kind of presence that heals. Sometimes she speaks words of wisdom. Other times she simply sits beside him in silence. Either way, her care is felt deeply because it is genuine. Physical care is another expression of her love. She looks after his health, reminding him to eat properly, to rest, to take care of his body. She may cook for him, prepare things he needs, or step in when he is unwell. This is not about servitude, it is about love expressed through attention. Her actions say, "Your well-being matters to me." She invests effort not because she has to, but because it brings her peace to know that he is okay. Nurturing also shows up in the way she encourages his growth. She does not only care for who he is today, but also for who he is becoming. She motivates him to pursue his goals, to sharpen his skills, to stay disciplined. She pushes him gently toward his potential, reminding him of his capabilities when he forgets. Her care is not just about comfort, it is also about challenge. She wants him to be the best version of himself, not because she demands perfection, but because she believes in his greatness. And this nurturing nature does not end in good times. In fact, it shines the most in difficult moments. When he feels defeated, she becomes his strength. When he feels uncertain, she becomes his reassurance. When the world criticizes him, she becomes his defender. Her care adapts to what he needs most, whether that is comfort, encouragement, or guidance. She does not step back when life becomes heavy. She steps closer, showing that her love is steady even when circumstances are not. Her nurturing is also protective. She watches over him in ways he may not even realize. She notices when he is overworking himself, when he is neglecting his health, or when he is carrying burdens silently. Without making a scene, she intervenes with kindness, offering rest, support, or solutions. She protects not only his physical well-being, but also his emotional balance. Her love is like a shield, quietly guarding him from harm while empowering him to keep moving forward. A woman's nurturing and care extend to every aspect of her love. It is in the meals she prepares, the reminders she gives, the prayers she whispers, the encouragement she offers, and the sacrifices she makes. It is not about controlling him or taking over his life. It is about adding value, making his life lighter, and ensuring that he feels cherished. Her nurturing is her silent language of love, one that does not need to be announced because it is evident in everything she does. When you look at the true effort she puts in, the emotional vulnerability she allows, the compromises she makes, the unwavering support she gives, the loyalty she protects, and the care she nurtures, you begin to see that a woman's love is not ordinary. It is not half-hearted. It is not shallow. When she loves, she gives in ways that cannot be measured by material things. She gives her presence, her trust, her patience, her devotion, and her very soul. And this is what makes a woman's love one of the most powerful forces in the world. It builds, it heals, it protects, and it inspires. But it is also delicate. It must be valued, respected, and honored, because once broken, it may never return the same way again. A woman does not give this depth of love to everyone. She gives it only to the man she believes is worthy of her heart. So when you recognize these signs, understand what they truly mean. You are not just loved, you are chosen. And being chosen by a woman in this way is not just a blessing, it is a responsibility.